Hey everyone, it is Wednesday's weather for Weather Geeks. I'm back on the regular shift today, back to the evening shift, so I'll be on the news tonight at 6 and 11. My days of getting up at 3 in the morning are done for the time being, thankfully. Not that I don't enjoy visiting the morning crew and doing WFMJ today. It can be a lot of fun, but that's an insane hour to get up and come to work. All right, so let's talk about the snow for the season. We officially had 0.8, 8 tenths of an inch worth of snow at the airport yesterday, and that pushes our seasonal total now up to 90.1 inches. Just tenth of an inch shy of tying third place, which is the winter of 2006-2007. So I am 99% sure now we're done with accumulating snow for this season. So this number is probably now cemented with a fourth place finish for snow totals here in Youngstown this year. And look at these recent years. Our top 5 snowiest winters have all been since the winter of 2006-2007. I've mentioned this a couple of times. I'm a little suspicious of this. I don't know if you could find another airport location, an official observing location across the country in which the top 5 snowiest winters on record have all occurred since 2006. I don't know if you could find another one. So it makes me a little suspicious of the record keeping there, but nonetheless, these are the records. Snowiest winter ever was back in 2010, 2011, 118.7 inches worth of snow. This morning, of course, was very cold. I had 18 degrees at my house. We had 18 degrees at the airport this morning for a low temperature, and that broke a record. The old record low was 21 degrees, so we broke it by a few. And other morning lows across the region, pretty uniform here, generally within a couple of degrees of 20 on either side. This was a tie. I mentioned this on social media earlier today. A tie for the latest in the season that we've seen temperatures this cold. Tomorrow morning, the 17th, back in 1980, we hit 18 degrees. But we haven't been in the teens on any morning, going back to 1930 anyway, past April the 17th. Once you're done with April 17th, you're, according to all of the records that go back to the 30s, you're done with the teens until late in the fall. All right, the sun's out this afternoon. Here's the current situation as I record this at 2:20 p.m. We've got high pressure almost right overhead this afternoon. The center of that high, as I zoom out, has just drifted up here over Niagara Falls and Lake Ontario. And hardly a cloud in the sky today, what some refer as natus, not a cloud in the sky. It's a beautiful looking day, but boy, is it chilly. These are mid-afternoon temperatures, only 37 here in Youngstown. We're going to be lucky to crack 40 at the end of the day today. So it's cold out, it is sunny, and it feels like February, but thankfully it is mid-April, and these sorts of things do change in a hurry at this time of the year. We're not alone in the cold. Take a look at the temperature patterns across the rest of the country. It's cold all around the Great Lakes, the Northeast, even down into the South. Only 52 today in Charlotte. So that's real chilly for them. New Orleans barely above 60. Houston barely above 60. And for the Gulf Coast in April, that's chilly stuff. But it is starting to warm fairly decently out here across the Plain States, and this milder air is going to come east as we head through time. So we can look forward to that starting tomorrow. So let's talk about that. Our weather overall, quiet. Aside from the temperature rise, not much to really write home about here over the next couple of days. This is Thursday's map. A light to moderate southwesterly flow kicking in. There's going to be a warm front that's kind of like this that cruises through in the afternoon. And I think we've got a good shot at 60 or higher tomorrow afternoon, kind of back to normal. Friday looks a little cloudier. This is Friday afternoon, an approaching front, weakening front, though. This is going to have a hard time squeezing out much more than a shower or two late Friday towards sunset and into Friday night. There might not be more than one singular shower out there with this. This looks weaker and weaker. And lots of good news for the weekend. I think Saturday starts chilly, but with high pressure centered kind of up here, it's going to be a nice afternoon on Saturday. Easter Sunday's coming up. If you're going to early services on Sunday morning, it'll be chilly-ish. Nothing too unusual, though. And then the afternoon looks pretty good. We're going to have a warm front coming through the Great Lakes, and that's going to usher in some pretty nice air, I think, for Sunday afternoon. Raindrops are going to stay away. Raindrops probably stay away until Monday. This is Monday's map. With that front finally sinking through, there's probably a couple of showers at the start of next week. And overall next week, not a lot going on here. I don't think severe weather is all that likely. The severe weather season off to a very slow start nationwide, of course. And we might get a couple of raindrops next week. But overall, kind of a ho-hum pattern, it looks like, for next week. And yes, it is going to start to warm up here. This is just a sampling of a couple of days worth of highs next week. Here's Wednesday afternoon, probably mid 60s. We've got 66 here in Youngstown. Here's next Thursday afternoon, so 8 days from now, another 66 degrees. These numbers might even be a little conservative. We might flirt with 70 a couple of times next week. So the overall ideas I want you to take away is we've now had probably almost 99% sure our last snow of the year, of the season. We've probably had our last really cold morning of the season. We'll probably get a little below freezing a few more times. Typically, we don't see our last frost and freeze until that first week of May. But we've seen the last of the teens and lower 20s. And we're going to kick into a pretty nice springtime pattern, it looks like, for the final stretch of April, starting next week and probably continuing into the week after that. More often than not, it does look like we're going to be at or above average. So things that aren't blooming yet are going to start to bloom, and we're just heading into springtime here. It looks like a really full-blown spring is finally going to settle into the Mahoning and Shenango valleys as we head towards the end of April. And real quick, final note here, going to be a nice clear night tonight. Check out the sky. We've got a pairing of the nearly full moon. Of course, it was full last night, or the previous night. Nearly full moon, and Saturn very close to the moon tonight. This will be looking southeast around mid-evening, so a while after sunset. Probably look up into the sky maybe close to 10, 11 o'clock this evening if you happen to be out. So throw on a jacket, take a look. Real close to the moon will be Saturn. So get out the telescopes. Should be a nice little show up in the sky tonight. That's weather for Weather Geeks on this Wednesday. I'll see you on the news tonight at 6 and 11, and we'll have another edition of this very same video Thursday afternoon. I usually get it online at about 3 o'clock. See you then.